So the AFCON give us yet another upset. I'm not going to lie, but I wrote down Equatorial Guinea to beat Mali, and then I scratched it off. I know, it sounds funny, man. It sounds funny. I scratch it off, man. And it's just a lesson. You should never do that, man. You should never do that. I had them beating Mali. Something told me they would beat Mali. But then I was like, nah, man, this Mali team looking real good. Especially what they did from the group stages. Topped their group that had Gambia, Tunisia, and Mauritania. Went unbeaten. They looked the best in the group. Well, Gambia looked really good too, but Mali, I think, looked even better. And a lot of people had Mali as their dark horse to go on to even win the tournament. And this will throw things in disarray for Mali because they have a big World Cup qualifying tie coming up against Tunisia, who they play in the group and who they beat in the group. So it's tricky, man. It's really, really tricky. This AFCON have taught us not to be too hasty in terms of predicting anything, especially to do with the World Cup. And the game isn't being played on paper as well. And it's not even being played by, judging from what teams done in the past and how good they were and FIFA rankings and all that good stuff. Because what Equatorial Guinea showed us, man, is that, look, once you determine, once you have a game plan, you stick to it, you execute it properly, you could go on to achieve big things. But look, for those of you guys who have seen Equatorial Guinea in the African Cup of Nations in the past, you shouldn't be surprised. This is their third AFCON, and it's a weird situation where the first two African Cup of Nations that they played in, they actually played as a co-host, I think with Gabon, and the other tournament, they hosted it as an emergency host, and they got to the quarterfinal in one, and they came fourth in the other. So they have gone very, very far in the AFCON before. You see what I'm saying? Semi-final. You're talking about they have gone to the semi-final, and now they are in the quarterfinal of a tournament that they had to qualify for. So you got to give it to Equatorial Guinea, the only Spanish-speaking nation on the mainland of Africa. So if you don't know that, that's a fun fact for you. I did meet someone online from Equatorial Guinea like about 10 years ago, and I found that pretty cool. So Equatorial Guinea coming into the tournament as basically a team you never really expected nothing from, and they have really shown us. They have shown us that you just gotta have belief and you gotta go out there and play your football, man. Look, just to recap their group stage efforts. First and foremost, before we do get into that, let's just click on the game and get that graphic up there. Anything on the match report? Let me see. I doubt. The website takes a while to update. Okay, we do. So, all right. 0-0 after extra time. 6-5 in the penalty shootout over Mali. But just to talk a bit about Equatorial Guinea and the exploits during the group stages, all right? So, first match, they played against the Ivory Coast, and they lost the game 1-0, courtesy of a brilliant opening goal by Maxalon Gradel. That was the undoing of Equatorial Guinea, but there wasn't anything to really beat them throughout the rest of the game. Against Algeria is where the shock came, where Equatorial Guinea defeated Algeria, courtesy of a goal by Esteban Obiang in the 70th minute. So that one was a big shock because, of course, Algeria coming into the tournament as defending champs on a mad run of unbeaten games, and we never expected them to lose to a team like Equatorial Guinea. And then the game against Sierra Leone, that one should have ended in a draw, in my opinion, where Sierra Leone did get a penalty to equalize late and they missed it. But Equatorial Guinea did win the game, courtesy of a 38-minute goal by Pablo Ganet. So, look, if you followed the World Cup qualifiers, you would know that Equatorial Guinea was actually in very, very good form because they were grouped with Mauritania, Tunisia, and Zambia. And they went through that group, played very, very well, and they only lost a single game. They came in second, and on the final match day, they were actually in the hunt to actually qualify for the third round of World Cup qualifiers. So this didn't come as a surprise to me in terms of Equatorial Guinea making it this far, but I just didn't predict them because of on the strength of how well Mali was playing. But this Equatorial Guinea team recently beat Zambia in the World Cup qualifiers, and they did beat Tunisia 1-0. So there are no pushovers whatsoever. So look, this is not a surprise. This is really not a surprise. But could they actually handle what's coming to them? And that's Senegal. I think they'll fancy their chances against a Senegal team that has not played overly well at the tournament so far. So look, Mali 0, Equatorial Guinea 0, and Mali coming into the match as favorites. And they played well. I think they were the better team throughout the match and just didn't have that quality and that cutting edge to finish off the chances that they created for themselves. They had 14 shots at goal, 1 on target. You can remember that brilliant chance by Camara that he put over. Amadou Haidara did get a chance as well that he kind of scuffed. They had quite a few look-ins, but didn't test the goalkeeper enough at all. They had a lot of the ball, played some attractive football, but nothing to show for it. Even when Jenepo came on in the end, towards the back end of the game, he looked really, really good. But for about the first 75 minutes of the game, Equatorial Guinea didn't really threaten. But at the back end of the game, in terms of the last quarter of the match and then the extra time period, they look very, very threatening every time they go forward. They were playing some really silky football, and they had the Malians in a very, very tense situation. Look, I think Equatorial Guinea's plan was to always try to take the distance to penalty shootout and give themselves a chance, and they managed to do so. And you gotta give credit to Owono, Jesus Owono. And a lot of these guys actually are based in Spain as well. So he's currently based with Deportivo Alaves. So that's, a quality team that was in La Liga and everything. So, I don't know the status of Deportivo Alaves these days, to be honest. I don't really follow La Liga like that. I'm just going to keep it real. But a lot of the players in the team are based in Spain in the lower divisions. And look, the fact that they took this the distance and ended up winning on penalties because of Jesus Owono's brilliance, and the ones who converted their spot kicks and everything, even a Panenka in there. God damn, these guys were brilliant. The youngster that stepped up and took the penalty, put it in the V and all. Look, I think everyone on this team played well, with the exception of Emilio Ensu. I have to call him out. I really have to call him out. He doesn't have a club right now, so maybe you could understand why maybe his confidence is a bit low, or why he's not as sharp as he should be, because he had numerous chances throughout the tournament and he has been skying them into Rosette, and he skied his penalty and he could have let his team down, because all he had to do was stay poised and take a penalty. I know it's easier said than done, but he has been letting his team down in the tournament, and the fact that they're moving on, he would actually look to put out a better performance in the next game. So, look, quality penalty taken, good goalkeeping, resilient during the 120 minutes, and kept Mali at bay. For Mali, look, the quality that they had on showing, I don't understand how they actually lose this game. They should have won the game with it. This was a game for them to win within 90 minutes. You're talking about Ibrahim Akone, who's been in top form. Yves Bissouma, Cameron Haidara in the middle there, and Traore, the captain. Look, Masadio, Haidara, one of the players that missed their penalties, had a stink off a day. He did not have a great day, and it summed it up when he missed his kick. So it was just an unfortunate end to the tournament for Mali. And with penalty shootouts, it's always a lottery. So it doesn't matter how well you played. If you're the better team, you go into a penalty shootout, the other team have a chance. And that's exactly what happened on the day with Equatorial Guinea, and they deserve all the credit, man. They really deserve the credit, and you got to give them the plaudits here for how well they have played throughout the tournament. And let's see how far they can get. They have been, performing some giant killings lately, and let's see if they could do another one in the last 8 when they play against Senegal. So you could see them celebrating the win. And just a little bit of highlights from the game right there. But the article reads, Equatorial Guinea beat Mali on penalties to reach quarterfinals. So Equatorial Guinea needed penalties to beat Mali by 6-5 after a goalless draw in extra time to reach the quarterfinals of the Total Energies African Cup of Nations, Cameroon 2021, and set a date with Senegal next Sunday. So look, Nzalang Nacional reached the quarterfinals for the 3rd time in as many participants, while Mali failed to imitate what they did in Cameroon 50 years ago when they reached the final in 1972. So you see, as I said, look, 3rd showing, they've reached the semifinal, they've reached the quarterfinal. So this is nothing new for Equatorial Guinea. We should have just looked at their history and just predict the tournament based on that, but it doesn't really work like that. It really doesn't. So for Mali, they would have let themselves down, in my opinion, and Coach Magasuba would be, very disappointed in the performance here of his boys. Too much quality on the day not to break down this Equatorial Guinea team, but it just shows, man, football isn't being played on paper. I know a lot of us, including myself, we like to drool over 11s and everything, but, that's not how it is. That's not how it is at all. So, look, man, don't want to drag this on too much, but I have been enjoying the tournament so far. We go back here to the matches, and we just take a look at the brackets right now, where for Guinea, they lost to Gambia, and Cameroon defeated Comoros. Very spirited performance by Comoros. Gambia versus Cameroon. Ivory Coast lost to Egypt today. I made a video on that. Go check that one out. 5-4 on penalties. So both games ended 0-0. No goals. Not the most entertaining games, but we had penalty shootouts. While for Morocco, they got the better of Malawi, coming back from being 1-0 down. So Egypt versus Morocco in that North African derby. Gambia versus Cameroon in that West African derby there. A giant versus a minnow who's performing very, very well. And we go over to the other side where Burkina Faso defeated Gabon 7-6 on pens. I think that was the best game in the round of 16 so far. Well, the round of 16, it's over. That was the best game in my opinion. And Tunisia shocked the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Well, shocked meaning that Tunisia was very depleted and they didn't have their manager and everything. So, yeah. So, 1-0 knocked Nigeria out. While for Senegal, they got the better of Cape Verde, who went down to 9 men. Never stood a chance, in my opinion. And Equatorial Guinea knocking off Mali 6-5 on penalties to set a date with Senegal. So, I will be making predictions for the quarterfinals very, very soon. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow or Friday. I'll maybe take a break, but these predictions will be out very soon, and I'll let you guys know who I think will make it to the semis. Feel free to let me know your predictions and your thoughts in the comment section down below. Guys, don't forget this video is brought to you by the lovely folks over at manscaped.com, who are the best in men's grooming. Head on over to manscaped.com to get all your grooming needs, where the Performance Package 4.0 that has the Lawnmower 4.0 would be ideal for your below-the-waist grooming needs. Guys, a lot of accessories to choose from on the site as well. The body wash that I used tonight have me smelling fresher than a garden. And there's also the shampoo, conditioner, the cologne. There's a lot to choose from. Go check it out. Tell them Dominic sent you by using the coupon code Dominic Rich to get yourself 20% off your orders. And shipping is always free. Trust me, your balls would thank you. Guys, from your boy Dominic Rich, thanks for tuning in to another update on the 2021 Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations. The tournament have really heated up, and there's 4 more games that's going to be pretty good in the quarterfinals. And then we have 2 semifinals and the final and the playoff for the 3rd place team. So how many games we got left in the AFCON, Dom? We got 8 matches remaining. So cherish it. But we do have the AFCON coming up again next year in the Ivory Coast. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it, guys. So do appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for watching another one. Subscribe if you like the video if you haven't yet done so. And until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace.